His nickname is Superbad.
Oh, I hope we don't lose everything. I'm gonna feel like a jackass.
What kind of things do they do in an establishment called Silk? Pretty sure she gets a lot of comments about how effing hot she is, so she's probably tired of him. But
Well, you kind of had to suspect that that's what was going on anyway.
there's no reason he shouldn't have qualified. I guess he did crash kind of twice.
Throwing
Yes.
that at the wall and seeing if it sticks.
This is the Talkin Moto podcast. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for stopping by Talkin Moto podcast, Monday, April 18th. Dear God, the season's almost over. Round 4 from St. Louis, done and over. A little bit of excitement, but want to start off, make sure you're hitting that Amazon banner on the Talkin Moto website and listening to our lovely podcast, SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, and I hope you boys are ready, but we are on the Google Play now. Boom!
I never heard of that.
Say round 4.
Did I
Yeah,
say?
he did say.
Shit. Round 14. My bad.
That's okay.
God, I just about thought we had 13 more rounds to go.
I was like, he just said the season's almost over, but it's only round 4.
Dear God. Well, shit happens, I guess. But
It's okay. So we're on the Google Play, huh? I'm a big fan of that.
we should be.
What's this?
It was kind of funny. Andy from the OMP, the Open Mic podcast, he's into all that techie stuff, so he'll always send me stuff to, like, you know, put the podcast on here. And so I submitted it a long time ago. And today I got an email like, congratulations, your podcast is now available on Google Play. Like, I completely forgot I even sent that stuff in. But yeah, he said people were pissed because they got a bunch of people to sign up right away, and it took them forever to get it going, or it launched today. I don't know. So I know on the desktop, you know, you just search Talkin Moto podcast and it pops right up. I downloaded the app on my phone and I didn't see it yet, but maybe things are still filtering in. But for sure, desktops it was working. But yeah, I should be able to download that Google Play and we should be on there.
I already got it downloaded. That's how I get all my tune-ins these days.
Oh, cool. Well, keep me posted if it's working. I'll look again after the show. But yeah, I tried it before and I didn't see it. It brought up I don't know, there was like 3 videos, and at least on desktop version there was 3 videos, and then under podcast it was us. So hopefully I could just be maybe looking in the wrong spot, but yeah, other than that, Talkin Moto podcast on the Instagram, Twitter at Talkin Moto, Facebook at Talkin Moto. And big thanks to everyone helping us out this year. Spring Creek MX Park, Moto Kazi. And if you guys were, I don't know how often you're on Facebook or Instagram, but Derek Gibson was down hanging out with the Husky crew. Did a little Jason Anderson drawing this weekend. So looked pretty sweet. So big thanks to him for helping us out. Matt at Plainview Power Sports and good old SKD. Jason, I got the green light on the boat graphics, FYI.
Did you?
Yep.
I thought they looked pretty sharp. I
So,
figured they'd be happy with that.
What's the name of the boat?
Salty Dog.
yeah, so I just got
I was going to tell you guys, or tell Scotty, I guess, because Jason was there, but we got a couple of mentions this weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Well, one
Yeah,
from
we did.
a guy who one from a promoter, I guess, just asked if we were doing it still. So he obviously is a big fan and listens frequently. But another from just a guy that was buying some gas from me, and he said, "Hey, are you guys the guys that do that radio thing?" Yeah, duh. Can't you tell how famous we are?
Hell, did you like bust out a Sharpie and like
Yeah.
sign his jersey or something?
What do you want me to
No,
sign?
dude, I just want to buy some gas.
So people do listen.
There's occasional.
Well, I don't know if they listen. They know we're out there, I guess.
Well, that's all that we can ask for. So how was it up there? Good?
I'll let Jason give his opinion.
Oh, boy.
You're putting me on the spot. I had fun. I mean, I didn't go up there with a whole lot of expectations for myself. In fact, I really didn't even plan on riding the way things were going. So I had a good time.
Now this was
I had a good time too, but yeah, it was Little Falls.
Okay.
Doing a little prep for the qualifier here in a month, I guess. But I thought the track was a little different than what I remembered. It's definitely not a track to go to when you're out of shape. I mean, it really isn't ideal for that situation. But
No.
I always get maybe I'm backwards. Because Staples is where the Moto Dome is at, right?
yeah.
Yes.
So I don't know why I think Staples and Little Falls the same.
I
do
think
too,
Jason
so.
had a little bit of that going on too. It kind of looked like it when you're standing there on the side of the track. It's got the same vibe, I guess. You know, you're in a similar
Well, it's like you're
geography.
You're standing at the start gate, and I mean, it makes kind of that same turn and kind of comes back, and it feels like when you're standing at the start gate that you could be standing at the start gate at Staples. Obviously, you're not looking at the dome, but you are looking at a big grandstand.
Yeah, I can totally get it. Like as soon as you said that, I hadn't thought about it, but as soon as you said that, Jason, it definitely reminded me. And the dirt isn't that dissimilar, I guess. Maybe at Little Falls, the sand section is sandier than at Staples.
Yeah.
But a lot of rocks in both tracks, so there's that similarity.
Yeah.
But I think Little Falls has got a little more hard packed in the back. So.
I don't know. I had a lot of fun. Like I said, I didn't expect much out of myself, and maybe that was a good thing because otherwise I'd probably be pretty upset. But that was just fun to go out and get back to the races. I mean, just to see a bunch of people again and get out there and actually ride.
We I was gonna say we didn't really stay. We didn't stay at the track, but we still got to see. I think you saw a lot of people that you seem to know. I don't recognize as many people as Jason does, but it seems like the turnout was really good there. A lot of people checking it out, I think, for the qualifier coming up. But I don't know what the count was, but I guess I would probably guesstimate 250 or so.
Yeah, I would say probably around there. It was hard to tell because, we're parked on the side of the road where there isn't power or anything, and it's kind of like the rigs are kind of sporadically scattered in groups or whatever, and so it wasn't exactly packed, but there was a lot across the road, and some pretty good sized gates. So I'd say probably in the 250 to 300 range.
Guess I would probably guesstimate.
So, sorry, I'm not up to speed. When's the qualifier then?
Pretty much exactly a month.
Yeah, I think it's May 15th and 16th or something.
Yeah.
16th, 17th.
Where's the regional at this year?
Byron, Illinois.
We talked about.
We've been over this.
You
don't listen, do you?
Kid, pull your head out of your ass, kid, and start focus.
Listeners right now are going, "You've been over this." We don't want to hear about it.
Who's the space cadet running this show? Can't help it. I cannot help it. Cool. Well, that's exciting.
I decided that I'm never going to be responsible for lining up the accommodations again.
Oh, at the hotel? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
I did see a photo. I did see a photo you were having to watch the races via your phone.
Well, I think that might have happened anywhere, but I think Jeff was less than impressed.
How bad can it be?
Well, we were at a hotel that had to be built in the, I don't know, 60s or something. I mean, it was pretty basic accommodations, but it had a hot shower and beds, so that was better than sleeping in a trailer.
It's the first place I've ever been to. Well, I guess maybe the old, what was it, the Super 7? I don't ever remember being at a place like that where your room is pretty much in the basement.
Yeah, that's a little weird. It is weird having your window right at ground level. But
It's like somebody wanted to drive a car into your room, no problem. Right through the window.
Oh, man.
We were going to have pizza delivered through the window, but it didn't work out.
Go for drive-through service.
Well, was the price at least right?
I don't know.
We got a trucker discount. Jason had we
We
got a
did
discount.
get the trucker discount.
Driver. So.
And I found my AMA card today.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. After I broke into my pickup, I found it laying in there.
Serious question for you guys. I do this a lot, obviously, when I drive from Milwaukee to the Twin Cities. I get a little pissed off if I see a semi and say he's trying to get over and I slow up for him and then I, flash him the lights so he can scoot over and I don't get the trucker talk. I don't get the 4 ways back. Isn't that like common?
Oh.
That's like some trucker talk. You're supposed to do that stuff, right?
Well, you got to remember these days 50% of truckers are not American. Is that the nice way to put that? I mean, when I was driving truck, yeah, if you flash your headlights, I was gonna say thank you, but I think that's kind of
that might be a thing they only do to other truckers.
Oh no, I get it in a little focus.
I always did it to anybody.
The ideal situation, you flash them the lights, they move over, then they move over, and then when you go by, they give you the little what up out the window, and I'm like, yes!
Raymond's mom?
That's awesome.
You're like, got it!
Like, that's some trucker talk. And then when the guy doesn't do it, I'm like, you're an asshole. And then I speed on by.
It is what it is, man. Don't take it personally.
I know. Well,
they look at that stickered up little hatchback thing you're driving. Look at this asshole.
They think you're just being a dick.
I'm pretty sure I've never told this story. We were still living in Burnsville, so we were coming out to what the heck is it? Astalon? It was where the Racer X race was, which is only like 45 minutes from our place now. And for some stupid reason, we got up super early and came out. They had like Friday practice or something. So it's like 3:30, 4 in the morning, and we're on the road. And we get kind of outside of the cities, and I pass a semi, and he flashes his lights. And I had the Focus with the bike on the back. I was like, oh, sweet, maybe he's just telling me to get over. And like, I think we stopped to get gas or breakfast, and I don't know why I had like a motorcycle tarp on my bike on the trailer, and it just got completely shredded. So he was probably flashing me because I have this giant thing like just whipping off the back of the trailer. That or it fell off and he ran into it. I don't know. Like, oh, that was a mess. Like, all the thread was like wrapped around everything. I was like, what the hell was I thinking? But
I had an experience like that as a trucker. I was pulling a flatbed once with a big ass tractor on it. Couldn't see anything. Like, you look in the mirrors, all you see is this tractor, which is 3 feet wider than the trailer on both sides. And I'm just cruising along, cranking the tunes, whatever, and this car pulls up beside me, and they're waving. So I wave back. And they stay there. I look over again, and the guy's waving. So I'm like, I wave back, and I kind of give them the, okay, go, get the hell out of here. Finally, they started laying on the horn, and the guy in the passenger seat rolls down the window. So I roll down the window. He's like, you got 2 flat tires. Pull over, sure, shit. I didn't even have tires left. I was running on rims. Okay, I feel like an idiot.
yeah, that's awesome. Well, at least you had some tires back there.
That was a great trip. I think I blew 4 tires on that trip.
Oh, man. Well, should we jump right into it?
Letterbuck. Oh, boy. Wild with a goal.
What are we looking at for a score?
2-1 right now, Dallas.
Period 2?
Nope, 49 left in the first period. 49 seconds.
Plenty of time. All right, so a little bit of a rough night for the Stewart brothers. And
A little bit.
Now, me and Amber, we didn't really get into an argument about it, but obviously everyone's talking about Stewart getting. To me, he got taken out. Pike obviously tripled into that corner, and Stewart didn't, and pretty much lands on the back seat of him. Excuse me, but I don't know. What's your guys' thought? Like, to me, I don't know. Like, was Pike thinking he was gonna triple into that corner, or thinking maybe if he's doubling, he's gonna have to go outside to get a little better run at that triple, and he thought he could sneak in, but then he rolls to the inside, or just a F up on Pike?
Well,
I don't think
Stewart went triple, double, triple the lap before, and then the next lap, when it happened, he didn't. He went triple, double, double, single, and then happened to be. I don't know why Pike did it. I guess it seems like it'd be a little soon and a little too bunched up to be tripling that rhythm, but I don't think. I think Pike even made a statement, said he wasn't even trying to pass Stewart there. He didn't think he had any chance at all at passing him. He was just tripling because he thought James was gonna.
Jason?
I guess I feel like it's, and I don't know. I feel like it was a racing incident. I mean, Pike's not going to go in that aggressive because there's just as good a chance of him killing himself in that situation as Stewart. But, you know, so he sees Stewart all of a sudden decide he's going to double it. What's he supposed to do right there? Just chop the throttle and go over the bars? Because that's what was going to happen.
Right.
And I understand Stewart, okay, you doubled it, so yeah, you're going to start going to the inside. So that's going to happen too. I just think it was kind of an unpredictable moment for both of them. And I'm sure as soon as Pike was in the air, he was thinking, oh, God, this is about to get ugly. And, you know, once he's in the air, there's nothing he can do.
He did kind of have that posture like, this isn't good.
Yeah. I don't feel like it was...
It didn't look like it was nearly as... The first time we watched it, it didn't look that bad, and then we watched it again, and maybe he did get jacked pretty hard by the front of Pike's bike, but it could have been much worse, obviously. It could have been landing on top of him, but I think it was a little bit of a boneheaded move on Pike's part, but he rode out of it without any trouble, and whatever.
I felt like they overreacted a little bit. Right away Emig says, "Oh, way too aggressive there by Pike," and it's like, really? I don't think it was. I think he was, like you say, Stewart did that rhythm the lap before, and I'm sure he was thinking that you're following James Stewart. He's not exactly known for letting off and taking it easy, so you're going to expect him to triple into that corner.
Yeah. And two, like you said it a second ago, Jeff, it was like a triple, double, triple, which seemed kind of off, right? Like when I was
Yeah, it
just
was a weird rhythm. It was like they triple and then they had to triple out. Of course, they had to double in the middle and then they had to slow way up to do the double. It didn't make sense really. It was an odd looking combination, but
Ay.
I see both sides of that one, but I really feel like it was a total accident.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like if it was anybody but Pike, maybe there wouldn't be quite as much controversy over it, but maybe there would be. I don't know. It's hard to say. It sucks either way. I mean, James Stewart, what's the guy got to do this year? I mean, he's just got bad luck hanging over him no matter what he does.
well, I get so irritated with what was it? Was it Vomit that said he was talking about how gritty?
Is this
I
Ralph?
thought,
Yeah,
I thought we were calling him Chuck.
affectionately known as Upchuck, Vomit, Puke, any above. But he said something about how gritty James Stewart is, and I'm thinking, are you effing kidding me? That's like he's like the least gritty guy in the world. It's almost like, I don't know. It's like as soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh, there's an excuse not to race. And I mean, he didn't line up, of course, for the semi, and there you go. I mean, he's looking.
I thought it was pretty early to be making the gritty statement, that's for sure. I mean, he got back on his bike. This is one gritty rider. Okay.
He's made one main event all year.
The thing is, like, to me, a gritty rider is someone who like gets jacked up and then goes out, toughs it up, and rides anyway. Stewart has had a couple instances where he's had gnarly crashes, but if he's not hurt, like Daytona a couple years back, so he crashes and comes back and rides really well for the rest of the race. That's great, but he obviously wasn't hurt. But lately, anytime he goes down, he's not getting back up. Like even that one, he laid there for quite some time, acting like he was done, and then miraculously popped back up and was on his bike. But
he thought he had broken his ass bone,
possibly.
so he decided not to move.
I was pissed about last weekend when he didn't line up with a tweaked ankle or sprained ankle. It turned out to be a broken ankle or whatever, but I don't even know what it was, I guess.
Yeah, foot or ankle. I thought I had something smart to say there, but I lost it.
I don't know. My thoughts are get the hell out of the Supercross game for the rest of the year and figure out what's going on with you.
I can't believe he keeps coming back. I mean, God, when is enough enough?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, he definitely, even before Pike hits him, I mean, he was looking a little off all over the place. Like coming up short, kind of tucking the front end. Not the normal Bubba.
Well, and he had a fast lap time. I mean, he was qualified fourth fastest. Qualified better than Dungey. So, I mean, he seemed like he was figuring things out that way, but he had speed at times, apparently, but I don't know. I just don't see what the hell the point is, right now. It's like you're bound to have something bad happen, I think, at this point, every time you line up. So just get out. Go get in shape and come back for outdoors.
See, and that's where
I just don't think he has the drive to do outdoors. So that'd be interesting to see. if he's willing to go out there and get his ass kicked around for 35 minutes twice.
Well, if he was gritty, he would.
Yeah. Well, he's not gritty though, I think. And I don't necessarily blame him, but it's just I don't know.
I don't think it's gonna be any better outdoors. If he's even doing it, I think it's gonna be worse.
What do you mean if he's even doing it? You heard he's not doing it?
No, I haven't
He's
heard
doing
that.
it.
If he doesn't ride outdoors, how does the team not dump him?
Yeah, I don't know how they could even consider keeping him at that point.
I mean that's why I feel like he keeps coming back, is because maybe the team has kind of laid it on the line and said, "Listen, man, you got to race. I mean, you have to be there."
Yeah,
I still feel like though if they were doing that, I feel like he'd be like, all right, screw you guys, I'm out then. When my contract's up, I'm done. I'll go ride for someone else. I just, maybe it is him trying to like win over the fans, win back the fans because he's kind of let down a lot of. I don't know. I feel like a lot of Stewart fans are jumping off the bandwagon. But
only took 10 years.
yeah, I just think they get tired of him not ever racing because of the issues.
Yeah, it's tough, and there's probably more to it than we know. But yeah, it's like, man, you just gotta finish, man. I guess at this point, I'd rather. What's that?
I said he's got to start to finish.
Well, yeah, there's that. Like, I don't know. I guess
He finished one race this year, I believe. That's what it is. I think he's finished one race, and it was that one that he jacked up Muskin or whatever. That was the race where there was that when he was getting lapped. And I think he missed like 4 races or something. Skipped
Atlanta.
4. So in 10 rounds, he finished one race.
Well, technically he's made 4, but yes, 7.
Was that because he made a couple laps and then?
Yeah, he's got 10 points on the season. Getting after it.
I think even if you get into the main event and start, you get a point.
You get 1. Yeah.
He got 3 points for those 3 main events that he started and didn't finish, and 7 points for that 14th place.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
You got it.
Yeah. Well, I'd say it's a season to not write home about. That's for damn sure.
Been a rough go.
What about the other Stewart? What's his problem? That's a gritty guy. I'll give him that. The guy doesn't seem to quit, which I like. He's got a little bit of heart and determination, so I can't discredit him at all.
And okay, so listening to the show, and they're interviewing him, and he goes, whatever, man, I'm just having fun. I get to ride a dirt bike, blah blah blah. I really wanted someone to go up to him after the race and really ask him if he was still having fun. To see what he had to say.
Was that fun?
But so yeah,
probably not, because he makes his money in the main event,
All about that money.
So we got an outdoor race or an outdoor stadium race next, right?
Yep. Well, the next 2 are outside. Well, actually, they're outside from here on out.
What do we got? Foxborough? No, next weekend we don't got Foxborough. We got the other one, right?
No.
New Jersey?
No, it's Foxborough. Foxborough, then East Rutherford, then Vegas.
So Foxborough's, yeah. I mean, I don't know what the weather's gonna be like, but we could have crappy conditions, and that plays into Aaron Plessinger's hands, I think. So, and he's only one back now.
Yep.
Yeah, it could get it could go to him pretty easily, really. But
Yeah, I
we'll
don't.
see. That's why at least there's some excitement left in some of the series.
I guess I'm. My honest opinion still is Stewart to win it, even though he had a horrible weekend.
Yeah, that's not a
Oh.
stretch. He is.
No, it's not. It's not. But Plessinger's had a taste now. There's definitely blood in the water. I'm going to just keep throwing out cliches.
Works for me.
As long as he doesn't make a mental mistake.
Yep. I mean, if things get, if the track gets dicey and the weather's a little rough, then it's right in his wheelhouse. And I quit.
That's it.
That's it. That one was a stretch.
I do not like these daytime races, though. That is bullshit. Okay, I take that back. If you're going to do day races, do them in the dead of winter, not when it's nice out.
Exactly. Why are we doing them in the spring?
I don't know who they're trying to please here, but the people going to the races, that would annoy me to have to go to the Supercross at 8 a.m. on a Saturday when it's beautiful outside. And then, if you're not going to the races and you're watching them, who the hell's going to sit around? I guess everyone's got DVR these days, but then you end up having to watch it on a frickin' telephone.
Well, that's why it's such BS. I'm guessing the whole drive behind it was to get it on national television, which who cares about that anymore with all the DVR, cable, and satellite and all that. You know, like it makes a difference that it was on Fox instead of Fox Sports 1. But I don't know, I feel the same way. I feel like they're reaching for this larger audience and they're just screwing over their normal fans.
Huh.
Which is pretty typical of any sport.
And that's the thing. They've got us no matter what. But really, I mean, is there data that says if you put it on a network, your viewership goes up? Is that because people were watching something else and then, I mean, how do they even know if you're watching it? How does my DVR know if my TV shut off?
I think it doesn't. That's part of the issue. But
yeah.
I think, they're thinking, oh, if we get it on the network, and they put it on prime time, then you do a little bit better. But when it's on at 1:00 in the afternoon on a network on a Saturday, who gives a crap? Nobody's watching it anyway.
Whoa. That does kind of...
that's how motocross is. Motocross kind of annoys me because the best way to watch it is from your computer and to stream it live, but it's in the middle of the day on a Saturday.
Oh.
Like, I got ish to do.
Dang it.
They don't make it very easy to be a racer or just a rider and a fan. And I think they tend to forget that that's what 75% of their audience is.
Yeah. I'd like to see them start doing, it bugs me that they don't offer the races like a subscription service to the races. I would totally subscribe to watch all the races online, stream them or whatever in their entirety. I would pay a fee for that.
I would too, and then I would expense it to Scott.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I just don't know why they don't offer it, because I think a lot of people would, because then you can watch it. You never miss it. You just go online and watch it. And, I mean, if you got an Xbox or a decent computer, it's not like you're watching it on some crappy 5-inch cell phone screen.
I like it. And then maybe get someone else
cuddled up on a double bed.
Yeah, at a Super 8.
That sounds like a good time.
in the basement of the Super 8.
Maybe get um, some other announcers that maybe no one knows, or where they don't have to be so politically correct. Maybe
Yeah,
you
that
know,
would be good.
and you could
Like,
say what you wanted, and not that they have to drop
Like,
Effenheimers all the time, but like get after it a little bit and say what you're saying or thinking, and not, oh, I can't say that because so and so will be pissed at me.
don't church it up.
There you go.
I think we'd be the perfect crew.
well, that's the thing. Like, we see, it's funny because I'll be sitting here watching a show, watching a race, and be like I think I saw Ken Roxon fell or something before they even said anything, and I'm sitting there watching this, going, "What happened? Roxon's gone. Where is it? Where is it?" And these guys aren't saying nothing. Like, hello, dummies, something's going on here. Pay attention. I don't know if that was actually this last weekend, but one of these races I'm watching it going, well, it was Martin. Martin was out. I'm like, what the hell? Martin's not in this anymore. Where'd he go? And no one's even saying anything. And it went on for about 30 seconds.
Took a couple laps, yeah.
That's frustrating to me because they're obviously never watching the action. Like, how about the?
Well, you'd think even
pass?
if they weren't, I mean, okay, they got the 7 screens in front of them or whatever. Even if they're not, how do they not have like 5 or 6 spotters all around the place? You know, they got an earpiece in, so a spotter can say, okay, oh my God, so and so just went down, so they can go right to it.
They do. They do have a spotter, and the last few weeks, it's been Jason Wygant, I guess, and before that, it was Bevo Forte.
Well, Jason Wygant needs to get off of Twitter and start doing his job then, because I guarantee you that's what he's doing.
See, and I'm not sure if he's still doing it or if it was just a 1 or 2 time deal, but I guess he was asked to do it. Maybe they were speculating that he'd be asked to finish the year because he's a lot better, but I don't know, man. It just seems like the people that I'm sure there's some super fans out there that would gladly jump on that gig, and do a lot better job than whoever's doing it.
Well, I don't know why it's so tough for them to do. I mean, any other sport, they have a team of guys sitting out in the truck watching what's on every camera that's on in the building. I don't get how they can miss as much as they do. I understand if it's just the 2 of them, and obviously they don't watch what's going on live. They're watching the screens in front of them. I understand how they miss stuff, but how do they not have a crew that picks that stuff up?
Bastards.
Foolishness.
Well, as soon as we get the call, I'll let you guys know. And we'll be flying out first class Friday. And
First class even, huh?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're gonna recommend.
It's gonna take a private jet for me to go anywhere.
Well, then that's what we'll get.
If you're gonna dream big.
That's right. What did you think of Mr. Anderson bumping Brayton?
I feel like you're talking about my gym teacher right now.
Whoa.
Teacher did a lot of bumping?
No, but his name was Mr. Anderson.
I say, you should probably talk to someone if he was doing some bumping.
Too young to know what bumping was back then.
Yeah, but he wasn't. That's the thing.
That's true. He wasn't.
So, you guys saw it, right? Anderson puts
Yeah, I heard Brayton was pretty pissed off about it too.
Yeah,
I saw.
he got parked on the takeoff of the triple.
Yeah, yeah, I read he was talking about it, and he was not real happy about it. I don't know. What do you say? I mean, that's been Anderson's MO all year. He's been rough and aggressive. I don't know.
He strikes me as a guy that can dish it out, but then when it gets put on him, he gets a little salty about it. But
I haven't really noticed him bitching about it too much. Has he?
well, it was forgive me, I don't know what round it was, but I think Seeley finally put a block pass on him. And I don't know if Anderson hit him prior to that, but Seeley ran it in on him, and I think a couple laps later, Anderson about took his front wheel completely off the bike. But I don't remember what round that was. A couple rounds ago. But
Why am I drawing a blank on this? When did this happen?
the Anderson deal?
Yeah.
So, that had to have been, what, halfway through? Maybe a little bit more? Like, Brayton's running in, what, third? Anderson's in fourth. So it pretty much is the section that Stewart gets landed on. They land in that corner, and then they go to hit the triple. And I'm guessing Anderson must have tripled to the inside and pretty much just cuts all the way across the face of the triple, and Brayton gets parked right there, and he flips over the edge of the takeoff. But I don't know.
Yeah, he. Well, and Brayton was saying, he goes, what if I'd went for the triple and clipped, and he clipped me? It would have been.
It would have been in like row 4, section 217.
Yeah.
You have to forgive me because Back to the Future was on the TV while we're trying to watch Supercross on a cell phone.
That's got to be a
I was easily distracted.
I did catch that as well. So yeah, kind of I guess I was more bummed of the move, but like Brayton's had some pretty good rides, then kind of get foobarred at the end. But is what it is. All right, keep moving along. So Dungey extends his points lead. So what, he pretty much has to beat Roxon. Well, if he wins this weekend, it's over.
Yeah, he locked it up.
Yep. So.
Well, then we can quit watching, can't we?
No, because he'll wrap it up, and then Roxon will win the last 2, and then we have to listen to how great Roxon is.
I'm gonna have to figure out a way to watch it again this weekend.
I know Roxon needs to figure out a way to pass Dungey and make it stick.
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen.
He needs to go work with Villapoto and McGrath.
Yeah, learn a little bit of that block passing technique.
Learn how to block pass.
You get the feeling like, especially 2 weeks ago when he was, at Indy, when he was able to just reel him in kind of at will a little bit, and that's so irritating to sit and watch it and think, God, we could have a battle here and actually maybe see a new winner, but he just can't seal the deal,
No. No.
I really don't feel. I feel like if he could have just made it stick, he would have probably been good. Like, just that instantaneous retaliation from Dungey. Unless, I don't know. I mean, obviously Dungey's better than him right now, but lately he's been showing him that he's got the speed. He's just kind of missing that little piece of the puzzle, getting around a guy that he's faster than.
Right.
Or maybe it's maintaining that pace. Maybe that's part of the issue. Maybe he just doesn't have it in him to do that the whole time, because it almost feels like in the beginning, like in the middle of the race, in the very beginning, he's got a lot for him. In the middle, he kind of, I don't know, it seems like he loses a bit. But then at the end, as Dungey starts hitting lappers and stuff, I think he kind of he takes the advantage of that and tightens it up. But I don't know, I could be just full of shit.
I kind of feel the same way, that maybe, especially the last 2 weeks, that he's laid it all out there just trying to catch him, and then by the time he can get to where he makes a pass, Dungey gets him right back, and now he's, Roxon's just exhausted and can't come back. Like you say, he just can't finish the deal.
Well, maybe with any luck this weekend it'll be flipped. Maybe Roxon will get the start and Dungey will be in second, and see if Dungey can run him down.
I would still put my money on Dungey in that scenario.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dungey would have to start like 10th.
Which isn't
and
possible.
Roxon would have to come out with the lead.
Dungey can't not get a good start. The guy's just unbelievable on his starts. Especially when everyone else has been so pitiful this year on starts. It's amazing to me, really.
But he hasn't even been, like, he's not always the first guy to the corner. He's just really, really, really good at picking the right spot, getting into the corner, not overshooting it, being able to stick to the inside, and making it work for him. So it's not like I don't feel like he's always just first off the gate and he's just gone.
Right.
He's just always kind of in that right place in the first turn.
Yeah, but how many times has he been, last off out of the gate? Never.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's a lot of guys that are like, how many times has Tomac come around first lap in 17th place?
Oh,
it's like,
yeah.
I don't believe that Dungey's that much better at starts than everyone else. I just can't figure out if is it the technique with the bike? Is it just him and his technique? All those guys up there obviously all good at what they do, but how can he get starts every single weekend?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of that. Obviously, his timing is very good, and he's very, very good at picking gates and knowing where he needs to meet. And he's always, one of the first gate picks. So.
Yeah, but that's the thing about this weekend. He wasn't. He was 9th gate pick. That's what makes it even more impressive.
Stop blowing holes in my ship.
No, I'm just saying. It's just amazing that he's able to take 9th gate pick and still come out with a hole shot.
All right, you sank my battleship.
And these guys, everyone else is just either they're not. I don't know.
No, I agree. I feel like, everybody else just sucks at starts this year.
No good. No, I think the other thing too is it just seems like Dungey seems to be attacking a little bit more versus years past too. So he's making kind of the smart move with quick moves, and see ya. I was pretty excited though. I did not put Tomac in my top 5, and it paid off. Probably the only smart decision I've made on my picks all weekend. The rest sucked. But that'll kind of lead me into to Martin. I seen he qualified good, and I'm like, all right, I've been putting Martin and Stewart first or second, and I'm like, he hasn't been getting good starts, so I think I put Martin like 4th or 5th. Just complete. And then heat race, he goes down or whatever in the first turn, and I'm like, yep, that's kind of what I expected. Qualified is good, crap start, and then main event, I don't know if he pulls the whole shot or he's second, and then jacks my picks. Dang it.
Damn it.
But what else we got? Got Odette finishing 5th. 2 weeks in a row beating Bowers. Oh boy.
That's pretty good.
Oh boy.
Did he get the whole shot again this week?
I don't think so. Oh, they credited Martin with the whole shot.
Okay. Feel like he was really close to getting it.
I'm assuming the start is after lap 1, correct? Is that how their stat sheet works? Gotta be. So this has him as starting actually 8th. But
Who,
yeah,
Odette?
yeah. Because he kind of got screwed up with Stewart going down in the sand. So that's probably right.
I might be, yeah, I don't know. I might be thinking of last week. It's hard to remember and watch stuff again and all that when you're watching on a phone.
Yeah, it was kind of crappy. Kind of like what you guys were saying, being on in the middle of the day. Saturday I was working on a shirt order. So it's like I had it more on in the background. You know, like normally I like to just, when the races are on, I like to sit and watch the races. I don't like to do anything else. Just sit and enjoy the races. This weekend it's on in the background, and so I tried watching it a second time and watched the watched the mains last night, but yeah, it's kind of tough watching them twice. But it's tough, man. It's I'm a little disappointed in the fact that Saturday and Sunday out here, and I'm guessing it was just as good where you guys were. The weather was freaking awesome. And so essentially,
I don't know if I'd call it awesome.
oh, did you guys? What happened? Rain, wind?
A lot of wind.
Not a wind.
Saturday was the Dust Bowl.
Out here, it was awesome. Really nice. Not too hot. Kind of nice and cool. But I spent
I'm
both.
sure you got our Thursday, Friday weather.
Yes, sir. So, and I spent both days in my office. It's like, dang it. So, but yeah, like you said, I think it's the season's almost over, but tough to kind of sit and watch. And then, like, you know, Sunday you could rewatch it, but it's like you got other stuff you're doing. You know, try to get outside, do something versus being cooped up in the house. Ay. That's all I got to say about that. I seen Miller made another main.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's good.
I didn't notice how he ended up.
17th.
Oh.
Excuse me.
Jesse Wentland's still out, but his mechanic on the bike this weekend racing.
Was that up north?
It was at Kellogg.
I saw the photos, but I guess I didn't see where. I was gonna text him. I don't know. Is Jesse done for the year?
I don't know that they've made that decision yet.
I seen he got a little hardware in his finger.
Mm-hmm.
But I figured they could, you know, tape it to the other finger and pop some Tylenol. Get after it.
$100.
Easier said than done. Ugh. Do you guys want me to go on my rant?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
It's your show. I've been waiting for it all day.
I must warn you, though, my thoughts sometimes don't make any sense at all.
We know.
So, you gotta forgive me.
The views expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the rest of us. There, I got my disclaimer in.
Shoot. I don't know. So just there's kind of the talk of whatever of the chase format or changing things up. That's kind of part of my rant. But I guess before I get into that, I was tuning into Race Day Live, and I don't know, man. There's stuff bugs me. Like I tune in to, like, I want to see dirt bikes on the track. I don't care if you're not talking about the dirt bikes on the track, but like when I'm watching lap times and I know 250 Group B or Group C is out on the track, and you guys are talking to Rocky Mountain, blah, 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 like, put that shit in that little corner. Like, I don't need to see you guys talking, you know? Put you guys in the corner, that little screen, and then just show practice. Even if you're not talking about it, I would rather see that. And then what really kind of pissed me off, well, I shouldn't say pissed me off, it really doesn't matter to me, but is Vicky Golden. It's like, I don't know if she was going to race. She must have been signed up, so I don't know if she was there or not, but she wasn't even out there for practice. But her name was up on the scoring sheet. And it was like, here you're talking about someone that's not even racing, right? And you got all these other guys that are in front of her that you're not seeing shit about, but yet I hear you mention her name more than the guy that qualified second in whatever C practice. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
So, and not to be a complete ass, but like, so she makes a night show. Great. Like, from now until when she makes the main event, she's just like everybody else. Like, I don't care that she's a girl. She's rider 423, and when she makes a main event, then you guys can blow it all up again. But like until then, like, she's just somebody else. I'm an asshole, ain't I?
No, I think what
No,
I would
I-
do, Scott, I get what you're saying, but what I would do if I was like Jimmy Privateer, like barely making night shows, I would just say I identify as a woman, and that way they don't talk
Exactly.
about me a bunch. And then I would pee in the women's locker room.
Yeah.
On the seat. Just to be a dick.
No, not in the toilet or anything. I mean, just in the locker room.
Oh.
Just walk in there and let her go. Don't even aim. Just walk in there, put your hands on your hips, and
Do the hip swivel and just kind of sprinkle.
Oh, shoot. I'm going to kind of skip around a little bit. Actually, no, we'll just run down my list. This will go along with my randomness on how my brain thinks. So, like, if they want to do change the format, which I don't know. I guess right now, like, I guess I would be against it. I think what they do now is fine, because like even if you change it, what are you gonna change if you do a race format? Dungey's still winning, Roxon's still finishing second, so now he's 10 points behind versus 50 points behind. But like, I guess what I don't like about the chase format is and we've talked about this, so sorry I'm repeating it, but like, say races 1 through 10 pretty much mean nothing other than you need to be in the top 10. So Dungey could win 3/4 of the races that year and have a mechanical or something and lose the title because he had one bad race. You know? So I'm not too digging. Am I out of line? Jump in if I'm not making any sense. Otherwise, I'll keep going.
No, you're fine. I just feel like at this point, I'm just so over that whole conversation.
Right.
Like nothing they do is going to make any difference. So why bother?
Nope. And then, so then I was thinking like, all right, we talked about if they reset the points, like reset the points, follow Arena Cross. It's like, all right, Dungey's he's still winning. And then I was thinking, all right, what happens if they change it up a little bit and do like a two main format, kind of like a Supercross or Arena Cross? And I'm like, I think that's kind of cool, but then how are you gonna fit all that in to the program, right? Or their time slots. It's like you're gonna have to. I don't know. I put what are you gonna get rid of LCQs or get rid of semis? You know, what are you gonna do to have the two mains? You know, or is it just gonna be qualifying and then you're gonna have two main events for each class and then that's it? But then like the other side of it, it was like, so something happens in your first main if they're doing like a two main format. Something happens, bike breaks, or you crash and tweak your ankle and you can't finish. So now you lose out on that main's points. Now you're gonna lose out on two mains. Following? Should I stop?
I'm still with you.
Should I stop my rant? I got more. So that's just more of my thoughts on that. And then I think I was listening to Paul. What was it, last week or something? And you know they're talking. I think they were talking about you know, like they bring out the 450 guys for like opening ceremonies, top 10, and then they come out with the 250 heats, and I'm like, to me that's perfectly fine. You know, like the people that follow it know what the hell's going on. And I get it. You want to get like other people involved and all this other stuff, but like, and Jason, you pretty much said this earlier, like you're kind of maybe going after people that don't know anything about what's going on, you know? So like I wrote down in my notes, like, you know, you see people that, you know, they have a Fox shirt on and, you know, like they wear Fox because it looks cool, you know, or they think it's cool, but like they have no idea what the hell's going on. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So I don't know, like I'm totally fine with kind of the order. Maybe not so much the order. I think they could maybe flip things around, but like bringing the 250 guys out first, I'm like that's fine. Like to me that's how that's how it's been, and like I think it's just fine. Oh man, I'm gonna be a jerk. So then it's like, all right, whether they do brackets or they do these two mains, like you gotta find space. So it's like, what are we gonna get rid of? And my first thing I think that needs to go is that stupid social media segment that they do. My personal thought is I think it's horrible, and I'd like to see it go away.
It'll never go away.
Supercross is
It is.
horrible at, so.
It is horrible, but it'll never go away.
I said, let's face it, it's effing horrible. And I'm like, nothing against Miss Supercross. I go, we're 14 rounds in, and you say the same 5 sentences every week, and I have to sit and listen, or at least watch you struggle through it. It's just, I don't know. I hate the whole, hey, send us your tweets. Oh, look, Jeff Gordon's tweeting in. I'm like, I don't give a shit that celebrities are tweeting in. Like, I'm not going to see Jeff Gordon on Twitter or whoever on Twitter and be like, oh, yeah, I should tune in and to watch that. I'm a jerk. Sorry, that's the end of my rant.
It's okay.
You can take it. I feel better though. I got that. I got that off my chest. So, like I really did like the kind of like the block pass thing with McGrath and Villapoto. I thought that was kind of neat. But before the show started, I had it on in the background, and it's just like it kind of caught myself kind of watching it, but I'm like, man, it just seems like it's just dragging on. So what I thought what might be cool is let's dump the social media and maybe pick a privateer guy or a guy, I don't know, like a privateer, a guy that maybe just makes it, or maybe the week before, qualified for his first main. Like, give him a little segment, or just expose him a little bit. I mean, obviously.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Are you farting into the
We
phone?
We can't just be having random exposure.
Jeff farted on the phone. Or was that you?
Wasn't me.
Oh. But
If I did, I didn't do it on purpose.
Blowing on my baby's chubby legs to make a fart noise because she's climbing all over me right now.
I just thought that would be neat, and I think Race Day Live could do the same thing with what they do. I mean, there's guys that they're not going to make it out of qualifying or practice. Not saying they got to interview everybody, but like, there's 60 guys that try to qualify. Why can't out of 17 rounds you can't find 17 different people to just do a quick story on them instead of doing this?
Using that example, how are they going to do a story on those guys?
I don't know.
I mean, if they're going to try to line up video and all that stuff, I mean, that's a ton of work. And you're not talking about guys that are on camera all the time, so they just go into B-roll or whatever and say, hey, we just need whatever you got from this guy, or they can't send them to whatever practice track they're riding on in Oklahoma or something like that. It's easy to do that with the big names because they know where they're going to be. They're going to be at their factory test track, or they're going to be at their training facility or whatever. It's going to be, it's 100 times easier to go and try to do something like that. I like the idea, but I think it's next to impossible.
Let's make it happen, Jason. Need to make it happen. I don't know.
But I don't understand all the I mean, I'm like you, that social media crap. I don't care about it. I would rather see him have a pit reporter. Take Miss Supercross and put her out in the pits. Have her out there digging stuff up. Or get rid of her, find somebody else to do it. But, I like the behind the scenes stuff, and there's plenty going on. They could go out in the pits and get stuff. But it's a lot easier just to say, oh, we have a camera on the floor, just stick her in front of it so she can give her little spiel, and then we'll show a few crappy little tweets here.
Yep.
But a lot of the general public, man, they eat that up. Obviously, people are tweeting to it, or they wouldn't be doing it. And it's the same old thing. They figure, oh, Jeff Gordon's watching this. Well, that means his fans will watch it too. So,
should we take a bet? Jeff, are you on Twitter? You're on Twitter, aren't you? Maybe.
Not at the moment.
Get yourself a Twitter, and we'll see who can get blocked by.
I'm not doing that.
Oh, come on.
I have a Twitter. I'm not
right.
tweeting right now, or tweeting or whatever.
Twitting.
I'm being climbed on by a baby that should be in bed.
All right. That's just my kind of.
I think my SX on Fox, whatever you'd call it, this week was good enough.
Oh, did you tweet that in?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I didn't know that. I just saw the photo.
I mean, it was never going to do any good because it was
Didn't have a
6
baby.
hours after the race actually happened. But
Say you're missing a baby. You should have went to the somewhere, found a child. Jeff, did you have your children with?
No.
Oh. Say you could have.
what we should have done is we should have gone and found the front desk guy, and we could have said he's our grandpa.
Yeah, I've never seen an old person on there. Maybe if we get a geezer on there, we'll get in. My bare ass pose didn't get in. I think someone copied or tagged that picture from Texas a couple years ago.
Yes, I believe that got posted.
Never made it.
Shoot.
I don't know. It's like those guys got standards or something.
Gotta make it look right.
I think next winter we build just a massive snowcock and then put a helmet on it. And see if they're smart enough to figure out what it is.
Oh shoot. What?
Hey, I was Scotty, about your. I was gonna tell everyone really about your Amazon link. I was searching for tires today, and Amazon's got some good deals on tires right now. If you're interested in, I didn't look up any Dunlops. I know a lot of people run Dunlops, but Bridgestone's back in the tire game with some new tires, and I guess they're just like the old M404 and 403s, so they're good tires. And I found them for I think $70 for a rear tire with free shipping and $60 for a front. So pretty good deal for a set of tires, $130 to your door. And you can do it through your Amazon link on the website.
So you tried it out and it was working, right? Or you don't have to buy it, but you clicked on the link and it brought it right to you?
I have not done that. I have everything in my cart. I was going to try to click your link. Honestly, I bought like $700 worth of stuff from Amazon, and I keep forgetting
You're killing
to do
me.
it. I know. I don't know how much that would have made you, but I did buy boots the other day too, and I bought them from Amazon. But I'm not sure if it works when you're a Prime member.
It honestly, it's there's some weird, if it's a third party thing, if it's through Amazon, and then there's like a percentage thing if it's electronics or digital, or there's all these weird things. So I really don't know what's what. Like, I think, say you were gonna buy tires and I went and grabbed like the tires and I put like a banner ad on the website and you actually clicked on that banner ad, that would generate differently than if you went through the link to Amazon and searched yourself. Does that make sense?
Well, it sounds like you need to put some Dunlop or some Bridgestone X30s on your website.
And you'll buy them up?
Yep. I got $350 in my cart right now of stuff that I want to buy. So.
Bridgestone X30s?
Yep.
I'll see if I can find them.
They changed the names of their tires, which makes it a little more confusing because I kept looking for an M403, which is what I would run with a 404 rear, and I couldn't find one on Amazon. So I found out that the X30 replaced the 403 and 404, and they're a little new and improved, and I guess they're better or as good as those old tires. So after this weekend, I decided I needed new tires because my tire just sucked up there. As the big scrape on my right arm will show you, my front end traction wasn't very good.
It's not quite working.
No.
Um, no, we need to get that. We need to get that thing a rolling. Jason, what did I see on your Facebook tonight? Are you trying to organize some sort of little riding adventure?
I'm just trying to get the band back together.
Do some whippertails?
I just want to get a nice group together and go to Jordan on Saturday.
Ah, crap.
Weather. I looked the weather forecast. It looks fantastic for this weekend.
Looks real good.
So Jordan should be a hell of a good time. Everyone should get out there and support Motokazi.
I overlooked that was this weekend. I didn't even think of that.
Might be a bit tough because it is, I believe, also a Millville round, but
I did not see that. I
thought,
no,
no,
it's
it's
up
not.
north.
Next weekend is Millville.
oh, is it
It's
a weekend after?
Cambridge and Staples this weekend. Is that right?
Mora and Staples.
More and
Okay.
Staples.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all you South Metro people, let's get to Jordan, or you non-AMAs or whatever.
Yeah, because
Or just anybody that wants to go ride and have a good time.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so like we just said, Burn Benders, Mora. So they got Saturday practice, 10 to 4, racing on Sunday. And then, Staples. They got a Wednesday practice too, huh? They've been doing that for a while. So practice is Wednesday, and then Saturday's practice, Sunday racing. And I didn't even think about.
If you get on the Northland MX, you constantly get Moto City updates.
Boom. Did you hear anything about Kellogg?
I did.
New changes, good, bad?
Sounded like they had kind of a tough weekend.
Oh no. Dang it.
I'd love to hear from someone that was there on Sunday because the reports from Saturday weren't that good. It was
sounded
Saturday.
like Sunday was definitely better.
Saturday was a tough day for. I'm sure the weather was not ideal at that down there. If it was anything like where we were at, it was very dry and windy, and that's kind of the enemy of Kellogg. Kellogg needs overcast and as little wind as possible.
Well, and coming from a guy that dropped the ball on his first attempt at setting up Kellogg for a practice day, I can tell you that is not an easy feat at all. And like you say, if it was dry and windy, they had the deck stacked against them. I think they built it up pretty huge with all this talk about track changes, and I don't know. I haven't seen the track. I haven't seen what was going on. I'm just going by word of mouth, but it sounds like there wasn't all that much for changes. And I think some people were kind of thrown off by that. But all these people that were saying, "Oh, I'm done. I'm not going back." I mean, give these guys a chance. They're sticking a ton of money into the place, and you really can't just go there for one day for practice and be done with it. Because if you'd done that to us when we made our first attempt at it, you never would have been back, and you would have missed out on some pretty decent tracks at times. It's some actually really good tracks.
Nope. I like I said, I haven't heard either way, so that's why I figured you guys might have heard something.
The one picture I saw of the race on Sunday came from Sean, and the start straight looked amazing, but I didn't see the rest of the track, or hear anything. But that's a tricky track, man. The dirt is unique. I think tough to deal with sometimes. But I don't know. I was wishing kind of the whole time that I had been on a hard pack track like that because it's just much more in my comfort zone than that soft stuff. But I got to keep reminding myself to branch out into something new to try to get better.
Got to get out of that comfort zone.
But that's why they call it a comfort zone.
Hey, I'm 100% against getting out of the comfort zone, but I kind of feel the same way. I got to broaden my horizon a little bit. Go try new stuff. Go try stuff that's more challenging and try to build some confidence in areas that aren't what I'm used to. So.
Hell yeah. All right, boy. Oh, Jeff, I forgot. Did you have any time to catch up on the GPs from Mexico?
Yeah, I fell asleep to him last night on the couch. I got to watch them. They were actually recorded, and the last time, I think last weekend, I got hosed on the Patagonia round because something ran long. But saw him this weekend. The track down there in Mexico looked a little shitty.
Yeah.
It was really, really odd. It was like, I don't know. It just was a hard pack track. It looked like it was kind of clay, and then they did they had some spots that were absolutely concrete looking, and then they go out and put water on it and make it super sketchy. And I don't know. It wasn't real good looking track wise. Not like Patagonia. Patagonia looks amazing. But it was good racing, I guess. The 450 class was pretty decent. The 250 class, Hurlings, of course, went 1-1 and destroyed everyone. I like the 450 class though. Little shake up with Tim Gasher. I don't know how the hell to say his last name. Getting the second moto win, and then Roman Fevre kind of pushed him for most of the race, but at the end it really wasn't that close. It was, I think, 15 seconds or something. But
What is
I didn't really. I fell asleep at some point during the 450s and didn't really watch the last 10 minutes or so. I watched them here tonight when we first started doing the show and watched them on mute, so I didn't hear a lot of what was going on. But
why am I drawing a blank? I think he finished 6th. Caroli, what's his story? Just hasn't
I don't
been.
really know. I mean, that's definitely not his type of track. He's not big on hard packed at all, but he's been looking really, really lackluster, except for one moto, I think in Valkenswaard or whatever, where they had, I think he led a lot of the one moto and then Fevre passed him. But he's talking about getting back into shape after he was hurt last year. But I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to take him to right the ship, but he's looking pretty mortal these days.
Dang it. No, I.
The problem we've had so far in the GPs has been really kind of only 2 or 3 guys that have been showing any real speed, and they're like DeSalle and Paulin and Caroli have been real underwhelming. It's been Tim Gasher and or Geiger, I can't ever say his name, and Fevre. I guess Max Nagel's been pretty good. Those 3 have been probably the fastest.
Do you
And then in
want.
the 250s, it's just Max Dancy keeps breaking his bike, and I think he's the only one that's fast enough to challenge Hurlings, and he's not close. So
Do you want me to try to rattle off some of these names to boost your confidence of pronouncing them correctly?
I'm certain I've at least heard the way that Guy says them, the guy that does the announcing. One thing that I didn't like, they had Danny Laporte. I think it was Danny Laporte in the booth with him for the second moto of the 450s, and he's just like, hey, let's grab a guy who hasn't watched motocross in 20 years and put him in the booth. He seemed like he said something about he didn't know that the second moto was the tiebreaker for a points tie. he thought it was the time of the length of the race. And I think it's been second moto tiebreaker for like at least 10 or 15 years. So.
So now what? They have like a 2-week break before their next one.
Yeah, I suppose they run into they must go back to Europe now for the bulk of the rest of the rounds, I would think. I think all their overseas stuff is done until they come back here.
What else we got? I think you're beyond me on MXGP knowledge.
Well, I'm just kind of going off what I hear from them. I know they do in the beginning, they do a bunch of flyaway rounds, and I think the schedule gets a little more stable once they hit Europe a little more. But
Cool. Do we got anything else, gentlemen? I think we covered it.
Don't think so.
Round 15 from Foxborough. 3 p.m. to get your fantasy picks in.
whoops.
Whoa. I couldn't
I might try a little hard this week.
A lot of people got first, second, third, and fifth with Kennard correct this week, so I did not. But yeah, so yeah, if you're playing the fantasy Supercross by TMP, 3 o'clock, I would just keep tabs on Facebook as far as updates. I try to set reminders. I know it can be kind of tough if you guys are out riding. Obviously, you're not thinking about getting picks in, but if you are, just follow the Facebook page. I try to give you guys a post middle of the morning, and then I do one kind of an hour before your picks are in. So follow the page for some updates if that helps. Other than that, that's it. Download that Google Play, and hopefully we'll be on there. So, and like Jeff says, hit up that Amazon banner. Booyah. That's it, guys.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
I'm gonna go back to doing graphics.
Sweet.